So in today's video, I'm going to show you three things. How I knew my truck was leaking oil, how I managed to trace the oil leak to its source, and of course, how I repaired the oil leak. So this is my 1999 model Toyota Hilux, and after 25 years of service, it has developed an oil leak. And not to worry, if your vehicle is not exactly the same as this one, what you're going to see in today's video should give you a very good idea about how to go about repairing your vehicle. So, how did I know that the truck was leaking oil? Well, luckily enough, this is something fairly simple to see. And I noticed oil on the floor where the vehicle parks directly below the engine. So I need to now go and have a look underneath the engine to see where the oil is coming from. So having a look underneath the engine, I can see that there's quite a lot of oil between the engine and the gearbox. Now, this can either be from the crankshaft's rear main seal that is leaking, or it can be something higher up like the valve cover gasket that is leaking. Now, I really hope it's not the rear main seal. And looking at the valve cover, it does look a little bit wet on this side. And thankfully, I think I found the source. The oil is pretty clearly leaking down the side of the head and onto the engine block, and that's the oil that I could see from underneath. Now, if there was no oil leaking from above the gearbox, it could be the rear main seal that is leaking. And if this has been leaking a lot, it can also cause the clutch to shudder as you pull off. And that's another telltale sign that it could be the rear main seal that is leaking. That said, let's get this oil leak repaired. I'm pretty sure that it is the Tappet cover gasket that is leaking. It's pretty clearly leaking at the back there. So it is really old. I mean, this backy is, 25 years old. It's still the original Tappet cover gasket that came on the vehicle. I think it's done well for 25 years. Definitely time to put a new one on. So I'm going to remove all the stuff on the top here so that we can gain good access to this, remove it, and then see what we've got inside. Need to pull these spark plug wires off. Oh man, they're really sticky. Oh man, I really hope I don't break that lead. There we go. Might be easier just to pull the cap off. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Sometimes they can be a little bit tricky. I remember working on our Toyota Taz many years ago, and if any of you have ever worked on a Taz, you know that those spark plug leads actually quite often got stuck, or at least on our vehicle they got stuck a lot. And I mean, it happened multiple times, through various services where you'd pull the spark plug cap off and it would break inside there. So I always kept spares on hand. Luckily it didn't happen this time around. I probably should also say that I did blow this off. It looks a little bit dusty, but before opening up the engine, you definitely want to get all the loose dust out of the way so that nothing falls into the engine. So everything on here you've got to actually wipe it off. It is quite, I don't know, not loose dust, but it's set on there. I just used a little DeWalt blower, one of those blowers you plug in, looks like a little snail. Used one of those things and blew the whole engine bay out. I must say that I've lately been working with these T-handle sockets and quite enjoy it, especially for taking things apart. It's very quick. Don't know why I didn't get myself a set sooner. I mean, these are not super expensive ones, just like the run-of-the-mill T-handle T-handle sockets. Super happy with them so far. So, is this thing going to pop right off? Maybe, maybe not. There we go. Oh, let's have a look. That's what we're looking like. So that's pretty much what we've got. Now, I don't know if you can see it here, but the motor is kind of set on a little bit of an angle down towards the left-hand side. And I think that's what's happening here is the back corner over there, that's leaking oil, or the gasket is leaking oil, and everything's getting splashed around this area, making its way to that back corner, and then running down, as we saw, down the side of the block, and then dripping out underneath. So, yeah, I reckon just a new gasket, and we should be good to go. So here's the replacement gasket that I bought from Toyota. If any of you are interested, here is the part number. And it looks like this gasket is just a standard old rubber gasket. I see this one doesn't come with a steel insert, and that little steel insert allows you to tighten the tappet cover down, and then it stops when it gets to the insert, and it doesn't end up crushing the new rubber gasket. So pretty much going to have to try and take, these are the little inserts here, I'll have to try and take them out of this old gasket and then install them into that gasket. Oh wow, this gasket is not very rubbery anymore. It's actually quite hard. That's probably why it's leaking. Lots and lots of heat cycles. See if I can get some of these little, oh, there we go. Seems like they're just pushing right out. There we go, that's what I was talking about. Little steel inserts. Have a look at that. This is supposed to be rubber, and check how that just broke. So you don't have to imagine how hard the rubber is. Look at that. You don't have to trust me, just trust your eyes. Probably just end up breaking all of these out. Check it out. Cool. Got everything out, so I suppose this could go in the maybe pile. Might be able to get, no, I'm only joking. This is absolute rubbish. So I'm going to chuck this away. Now, get these little rings cleaned up. Also going to just wipe out this little groove over here. I think it's just good practice to maybe wipe out the loose oil. It's not dirty. Well, actually it is a little bit dirty. Let's see what I can get wiped out there, and then pop the new gasket in. Okay, I reckon we should be good to go with the new gasket. I hope it fits. I mean, it looks like it will. I did give them the VIN number, so I think it goes that way. Nope, this way. Check how much more flexible this new gasket is. I mean, this is like a proper rubber gasket. That's why these things are not so expensive, but you do get really cheap ones. Sometimes they're made out of cork, sometimes they're made out of like let's say less premium rubber. They just don't last as well. That's why I like using original parts. So yeah, that thing just pops in. Just like that, I think. Yeah, just like that. I can actually feel that it's standing a lot more proud than that old gasket, so I think this will definitely seal up. So just going to pop these little steel bushing things in here. There we go, we're good to go. Just before I put this back on, we're going to head back over to the engine, going to wipe off all the oil. So let's go do that. So this is what I was talking about. Just going to wipe off that bit of oil, and then we'll pop the new gasket on. So as you can see, I pretty much forgot to hit record, but all that I did was just cleaned off the excess oil that was around this sealing surface. I'm also going to just put a little bit of gasket sealer on this section in here. Now this little sort of piece is the little cam cap, and there's two little join lines. There's one over there and one over there. I'm just going to put the thinnest little bit of sealer on there just to ensure that I've got a proper seal. But for this type of rubber gasket that goes onto this engine specifically, it doesn't need any sealer. Now I guess some cars, depending on their gasket, the type of gasket that you're using, it may need a sealer around there, but yeah, on this one it is definitely not needed. Just wiping down the surface here with a bit of acetone just to get all the oily residue off so that the gasket maker sticks nicely. Really not going to put a lot on here. I think this might even be too much. I'll try and wipe some of it off actually. That should be fine. Just want to try and thin it out just a little bit. You definitely don't want too much sealer getting squashed down and then going into your engine, and then it can get stuck in the oil filter screen. And if enough of it gets in there, or if, you know, worst case scenario, it gets through, it blocks up oil galleries, and well, you know, you're going to have major problems then. So there we go. We've just got a really thin little section. Also, something that I've just thought about before we actually turn this over, these little steel inserts are, as you saw, they are separate to the gasket. They have been pressed into the rubber gasket. They shouldn't just fall out, but you would really hate it to happen if you had to turn this over and one of those little steel inserts fell down into the motor. So if you are doing like a job like this, depending on your vehicle and how these little steel inserts fit into your new gasket, just be very careful of that. Yeah, you can see I'm kind of following a crisscross pattern, almost starting from the inside and moving my way out. It's not super critical on a tappet cover gasket, but when it comes to tightening heads or other more, I suppose you could say more rigid surfaces or two machine surfaces, it's better to actually follow a crisscross pattern. Some engines actually have, in their service manual, they'll tell you in what order to tighten the bolts. But as I said, for this type of tappet cover, little steel pressed thing, doesn't really matter. Now I should be able to tighten these bolts basically all the way down to that little steel insert, and when it bottoms out in the insert, you know, kind of just give it a little tweak. There probably is a torque setting for this. These are 6mm bolts into an aluminium head. It's probably going to be somewhere around 8 to 10 Newton meters. I don't know. I'm just going to tighten it by hand, just nip it up, and that should be good enough. There we go, just like that, everything's on. So just going to throw on all the top of everything else here, and then also going to clean the excess oil off. We'll use a bit of brake clean or something, clean that off, and then start the engine up, and we'll check for any leaks. Now, if you are enjoying the video so far, I would really appreciate it if you give the video a thumbs up, click that thumbs up button, and also subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, and it really does help me out. It also ensures that if you click the little bell icon, you'll be notified of any of the future videos that come out. Cool. I think that's job done. We'll go clean up that oil, and then check for, of course, start the engine, and then check for any oil leaks. I want to thank you guys very much to each and every one of you that support the channel. I really do appreciate it. It goes a long way to helping keep the lights on in our home and in the workshop. And if you would like to support the channel further, please feel free to use any of the links in the description. They are generally Amazon links, it doesn't cost you anymore, and I earn a small commission off of it. But please, I'm not forcing you to use those links. I want the best for you guys. So if the brand or the tool that you normally use or that you are happy with is not there, please don't feel obligated to use that link. Go and purchase the best parts and the best tools that are going to best suit your needs. Because in the end, I want the very best for you guys. Now, after taking things a little bit further than expected and completing an entire engine bay wash, I've taken the truck out on a test drive and I'm happy to report there are no more oil leaks. So a super successful repair. Now, if you want to see more DIY style repair videos like this, you can go ahead and watch this video right here. And if you are feeling lucky, YouTube thinks you'd probably be interested in this video right here. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment, let us know what you think. Share with us some of the tips and tricks that you've come across when it comes to working on vehicles. It is always really nice to hear from you. Anyway, thanks very much for watching and we'll see you next time. Cheers.